De regreso aquí en Auto 060 y estamos en Phoenix, Arizona para la presentación de la Ford Edge 2015 y estamos aquí con Cristina Aquino, pero con Cristina vamos a hablar en inglés. So we're going to switch back to English here to talk about the 2015 Ford Edge with Cristina Aquino, and you're like sort of the ambassador for the car, right?
I am. I'm the consumer marketing manager for the Ford Edge.
Excellent. So completely new car from like
head to toe.
Everything, like the structure, what people see, what people don't see, everything, right?
Absolutely correct. Everything on this car is brand new. We've got a new platform. We've got new sheet metal, so the design is totally different from the outgoing model. And we've got some new powertrains as well on this car.
And it's different, but it's keeping like some of the cues that people love. I mean, this car is very popular. I understand you sell about 120,000.
Correct, about 10,000 a month. Absolutely.
That's amazing.
No, we've done really well in the United States and for a very long time. And part of the reason for that is that people tell us over and over again they love the way this car looks. They love the design. So when our designer came and looked at it, he said, I want to make sure I keep that proportion, keep that strength and that stance that people love about the Edge, but we're going to update it and we're going to make it look even sharper.
Which might be a kind of a challenge because, I mean, you want to change it in some ways to make it different, but also you don't want to change it that much and screw it up, right?
No. I mean, and I think personally that he did a great job. He really tried to make it look just more athletic, sleeker, give it curvier lines, but at the same time still keep a lot of the stuff that people love about their old Edge.
One thing that I especially like, we're sitting here in like 3/4 of an angle from the back. Those lights in the back are like fantastic. I mean, like beautiful.
Oh, they're gorgeous. And the neat thing about them is they look different from any angle that you look at them. So
So that's one of the new parts
right,
of it,
all new LED tail lamps.
Yeah. So that they didn't exist in the previous generation.
Exactly, correct.
So we were going, and here Ford has, we're at W Hotel here, and they have put like a big display with different areas, and there's a lot to talk about here. So design, it's very interesting. We talk about the exterior a little bit. About the interior, they show us a presentation here in which the door panels, that people might think, oh, nobody pays attention to that, but when you see the difference between the previous generation and the new one is huge.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing that I think is also so amazing, right, is this car has been a leader since we started selling it. So it's not like there was anything wrong with the previous model. It's really about how much we did to make it so much better. So we added a lot more soft leather in the door. So basically anything that you touch in the car feels soft or feels warm to the touch. We have authentic, especially in like the titanium and the Sport, we have a real aluminum applique in the front of the car, so you can tap on it and that's real metal. We have real plating everywhere. So everything is really authentic and really just nice to the touch.
And that's been changing a lot in this segment, which is not that very expensive car. I mean, like I think top stops is like around 38, 39, right?
So starting base price on the Sport is around $38,995.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but you can get it a little bit more expensive than that if you get everything, all the whistles and bells.
But that's a lot. I mean, you're getting a lot of things. I mean, for example, here I'm going to display for the doors. I mean, you see the detail in the designing. I mean, even the cup holder on the side.
Oh,
it used to stick to the side, and now it's like flush. I mean, like, how much attention do you guys pay to these little things?
The great thing for me is I was the product marketing manager on Edge before I was the consumer marketing manager. So that means that every day I came in and I stood next to the engineering and design team, and we talked about what the customer needed and what feedback we got and all the different ways we could improve the car. So I got to see them say, we need to change the way that we do the cup holders. We need to make sure that these materials are soft. Attention to every little thing.
That's a very interesting process, actually, when you like go and talk to the customers of the current generation car, and then like you go and like make the change. I mean, like those meetings can be tough, I guess, sometimes, right?
They absolutely can be. And sometimes you get harsh feedback. And instead of getting defensive, you have to think, how are we going to take that information and make this car even better?
Especially, for example, I mean, there were some issues with the sync system in the previous generation. But, I mean, it was true. I mean, it's not like people were making that up. It was something, but then like you come back and like and make it better.
No, we absolutely had to take that system and make it better. And I mean, it was revolutionary when we entered the market with it, but we knew there were going to be bugs because that's just like any other technology. Nothing's perfect the first time you launch it. The funny thing is, when we first went to research with that system, with our sync system, people said, the thing that I love most about my car is my sync system.
Yeah.
So even though they were telling us all the problems they had, they said, I don't want to lose it. Keep it in there. I love it. Just fix it.
And it's, I guess, like there's so much technology. And I mean, there were issues. But also, I think some consumers are like a little bit intimidated by so much technology. And sometimes, I mean, it takes a while to learn it, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know, when you think about it, we talk about how design is important to the Edge, but design for some people isn't just it's pretty, it works well, right? So you want to make sure things are intuitive and are in the right place and are easy to use. So we focus a lot on that side of the details too.
Yeah. So speaking of some of the other new things, the 3 powertrains for these three engines, 2 different engines. So the EcoBoost 2-liter is like the standard engine for this.
Right.
Now,
so that's new for the 15 model year Edge. Yeah. So the 2-liter twin scroll EcoBoost is a new powertrain, and it's our new standard engine as well. So we're really happy with it. It gives 245 horsepower, 275 torque.
Yeah. And the previous generation car, the V6 was the standard, and the engineers in charge of the engines were telling us that some people still want that, and maybe they just say, oh, I want a V6. But they don't know how much power can you get out of a 4-cylinder with the EcoBoost, right?
No, it's really true. We have a lot of confidence in that 2-liter, but there are people who still want the V6, and we understand.
Right? It's like just the number.
Well, we think it's a perception, and I hope as more people drive it, they're going to understand how much they get with that 2-liter. And you know, the old 2-liter that we had on the car, totally different design, but it couldn't tow, and it wasn't all-wheel drive capable. And for some of our markets, like in New York, you have to have those features.
Absolutely.
So now that we have them available with this new 2-liter, we can make that the standard engine, and as people get more comfortable with it, I think that's really going to catch on.
Yeah, and I think it's also like a thing that people have to learn, what this engine can do. And
Absolutely.
Pretty efficient too, right?
It's very efficient. You can get 30 miles per gallon on the highway.
Yeah, so the other one is the 2.7, also with the EcoBoost.
Yes, the 2.7 EcoBoost is a great engine. It's 315 horsepower and 350 torque, which is a lot of power for a car of this size.
And that's the standard for the Sport?
That is standard for the Sport, and we actually make it available only on the Sport because we really think that we get a sport-tuned suspension with a Sport, a sportier look, different grille and everything. So we really think it's a total package when you add it to the 2.7.
And also the colors, because like I think this, what is the official name of that?
Oh, that is
yellow or gold or what?
It is called Electric Spice. And it is beautiful in the sun.
And so everything in the Sport is unique to it, like the wheels, the colors, all those things.
So you get a base 20-inch wheel when you order the Sport, a dark grille, a bunch of other different accents, and then a different interior. So it's an all-ebony interior with sport stitching on the inside, aluminum accents on the pedals. So a lot of neat touches that make the Sport a really special car.
Okay, and going back now to technology, which is a big thing, besides the sync system and all those kind of things. There's a lot of new things here too, like actually first things in the Ford model, right?
Yes, absolutely. So enhanced active park assist is new for the Edge, and it's the first Ford to get it. It's a really cool technology. Enhanced active park assist will actually back you into a perpendicular parking space. You just take your hands off the wheel, you control the gas and the brake, and the car does the rest.
That's something that, I mean, you have had the others, is the parallel parking assist in cars before. And still people will think like, oh, I mean, like perpendicular parking will be easier, but actually it can be difficult too,
it can be a little tricky, and you know, it's one of those technologies that everyone wants someone else to have, right? Because everyone thinks that they can park and they wish everyone else could park as well as they can. But I think if we're honest with ourselves, we could all use a little help sometimes.
And you think that's something that I mean, people are gonna get it because it's part of another package, of technology package, I guess. But what do you think is like the rate of use to that? I mean, people are thinking like, I don't know if that's like a man thing or something. Oh, I can park, but maybe the technology can help me.
You know what's funny? Now, since this is new to the market, not a lot of people have experience with this, but my sister, just to get personal, lives in San Francisco. She's lived in cities her whole life, and she can parallel park with the best of them. She's amazing. She can do it driving stick on a hill in San Francisco. But her favorite technology on her car is the parallel parking system. And once she had that, she stopped parking herself. And she can tackle anything. She can get into any parking space.
Yeah.
Some people just love it.
That's great. So what other new technologies are in this car?
Another really neat technology that we have in this car is the 180-degree front camera. So, you know, sometimes, especially if you're someplace where there are bushes or signs out that block your view when you're trying to pull out. This is a great camera that helps you sort of see around a corner and make sure that you're clear when you're pulling into traffic. Along with the park assist, you also get these side, front, and rear parking sensors. Yeah. And those will make sure that you don't get too close to something that you might hit. And you think about just what a little bit of damage and how much it costs to get that fixed on your car. That's a lifesaver. So the camera actually has like a special feature also. Has its own washer, right? That's true. How could I ever forget the washer system? That's amazing. It's a lot of fun. Speaking about detail. Exactly. Because if we live in Detroit, so there's always salt on the roads, and you know how frustrating it can be when you can't see out the camera. Well, now we have a washer that you can activate to clean up the maybe I live camera. In Miami, and we don't have snow, obviously, but we have a lot of insects. Maybe you get something like that will help it, right? It's a remarkably powerful spray. Yeah. So again, what are the trims for the cars and more or less the prices? Sure. So we start at the SE trim, which is $28,995, and that's actually the same price as we're selling our 2014 model year SE, and then it keeps going up from there. So we have the SEL, and then we have the titanium and the Sport. Well, Cristina, thank you very much. I think when we started the conversation, it's going to be too long, and to pick up, I think we made it really good. Huh? I'd love to talk about the car, but you made it easy. Well, thank you so much. You made it easy as well. Thank you very much, Cristina. Bye.
Este programa fue una producción de National Latino Broadcasting.